to another exciting episode of Pens in Use. Now, I had to bail last week because I was really losing my voice. This week, you might hear a little bit. I feel it, but it's back. I just don't talk that much in the summer. And I'm one of those teachers who would prefer to have students doing stuff. But those first couple of days, you just do a lot of talking. So that's what happened. So sorry if I inconvenienced anybody, but I'm back now. So here's what I have in use this week. My Platinum President, yet again, because I just couldn't stop myself. Waterman Carene, a Gin House 618, which is actually on loan from a viewer, and actually ink samples one he gave me. I have a Wahl Eversharp Skyliner 50, Homo Sapiens, Visconti Homo Sapiens, which I thought I would have written dry by now, but with school starting, I don't take this pen to school, so it's really slowed down. My Lamy Dialog 3, my Lamy 2000, which is upside down, and my Wingsung 698. I'm actually planning to film, I have filmed a review of this. I haven't uploaded it, but it's filmed. I will be filming a review of this. Actually, I've got 4 pens here that will be reviewed. Everything... Yeah, all but 3 pens. Alright, so let's see how they're writing. By the way, as far as school being back, I have had lots of battles with this camera at school because it really just didn't want to work with the school computer after a summer being here at home. And now that I've taken it to school, something is wrong with the mechanism that keeps it upright. So you're going to see a little camera base here because it's the only way I can keep the camera from flopping. So I apologize for anyone who is inconvenienced. So let's write with my beloved Platinum 776. Today is the first day of September. September 1st, 2017. Wow, totally forgot all that. And this is my beautiful Platinum President, which the novelty has not worn off. I love this pen. In fact, I put it on the fast track to getting its review filmed. It, of course, has that broad cursive italic nib, and the ink in it is Noodler's La Coleur Royale. Which is sort of a purplish blue. And, yeah. Oops, almost closed the notebook on you there. The Waterman Carene. I've shown this before. I got the amber finished. I bought this used, but I really like it. This one has a very nice medium nib. And the ink in it is Noodler's Antietam, which is a beautiful color, if sometimes a little slow to dry. I've tried Diamine Autumn Oak. Now, I admittedly haven't tried it in that pen, but the pens I've tried it in, yeah, it dries better. But it gets these weird crusties, which I don't care for. All right, this one's on loan, so I have to send it back. The ink in it, he sent me a sample of Lamy Petrol. This is a pen user, not a reviewer. But this is a Wingsung 618. And you may have seen this reviewed on Chris Rapp's channel. It has a clear feed, which you can't really tell with this ink. It's a demonstrator. It's basically a Parker 51. In fact, when I filmed the review, I'm thinking I need to show it empty just so you can appreciate it. Which will be this weekend, so I'm going to have to put... I think, because I'm curious about this ink, I think I'm going to put this ink back into the sample bottle. I'm told it's really hard to find this ink now, so I guess I should be glad I got a sample. I'll be honest, it's a blue-black, but it doesn't excite me over much. Maybe in a broader nib, I might try it in a different pen. This is a pen I've been thinking about putting on my trade list, so I thought I would ink it up and use it, see if I love it more. This is a Wahl Eversharp Skyliner 50, which is a mimic of an older model, has a captured converter, sort of. And I have to say, I had forgotten how well this thing actually writes, especially when you consider it's a steel nib. So I have to give it a stay of trade. And I don't see nib size. I have the feeling it's a medium. My ink is one I kind of like. I even ended up buying a bottle. Robert Oster Jade. So, attractive pen. You can see the Corvette here. Corvette came with the pen. Awkward. I'm not a fan of that. I would have preferred a lower cost pen, but whatever. This is a Visconti Homo Sapiens, which if I'd filled it normally, it would be empty by now. But I filled it using this Visconti ink pot, and I'm pretty sure I filled it to capacity. So, because I'm still trying to empty it out. And since I don't take it to school, it doesn't do as much writing as it needs to do. But you can see it starts up like a champ. Medium nib, and the ink in it is Lamy black. I have a Lamy pen here, a Lamy Dialog. It's one I bought, used, and then kind of set aside. I don't really know why, because I like it. Now, I can tell from the way this is writing, there may be an issue or two with the ink seal. Because this should come out more orange than it is, and I know if I write long enough it will, but I don't feel like waiting. This is an oblique medium nib, which means it's cut at a diagonal like that. Oops, tines. Well, that art failed. But don't worry, I filmed a review on this, and I did a better job with the art there. And, of course, KWZ Mandarin, which is a iron gall ink. So what you should be watching right now is a fade from a bright orange color to this. But whatever. I mean, it still writes well. I like the pen. With school starting, I'm back to using my beloved Lamy 2000, and I've missed it. This is just such a great pen for regular writing use. I love this pen. This summer I took a class. I was using Pilot Custom 823 to take my notes. This beats it hands down. This pen is perfect for me. I don't have the words to explain why, but it just is. By the way, if you see me sweating, now that school started, it's hot again. But bonus, for the first time in my entire teaching career, we have air conditioning at the school. Right now, I should be in bed, but I'm sweating so much, I know I'll just lay there thinking, gosh, it's hot. So, I'm not in bed, I'm filming pen reviews. Well, this. With the floppy camera, I'm going to have to fix that. And I don't have the glue at home, I need to fix it. But, anyway, I know I won't be able to sleep, so I'm going to let it get a little bit later. This ink is Atramentis. And I was corrected on my pronunciation. For some reason, I really struggle with French pronunciation. Had a French foreign exchange student actually in my class last year. This year, well, there's one floating around the school, but I've never had a conversation with him. You'd think I would have learned how to pronounce French words. And I like the vegetable, too. Aubergine. Aubergine, there we go. I've got put the emphasis on the correct syllable. I've never taken French. I took Spanish in high school, took German in college. Studied Polish on my own just for fun through high school. And then lately I've been working on my Mandarin Chinese, but that's hasn't been going as quickly as I'd hoped, but that's part of the fun. So those are the pens I have inked right now. I just going to show you one other thing. I mentioned last spring I'm yearbook advisor, among other things, and I made the cover. Kids did everything inside, and since it's all, I'm just not going to put it on a YouTube video. But I thought I'd quick show you the cover as best as my floppy camera can manage here. I may just hold the arm here just so you can see it. So we used some stock stuff to make like the films, this film, and you'll see a camera. I made these actual film strips here. Looking back at them, I wish I would have put some academic photos in there too, because that's what school's all about. But, as much effort as it was to make that thing, I wasn't going to go back and say, oh, wait a second, I'm going to slip some new photos in there and redo the whole thing, because, wow, that was that time consuming. So, anyway, that's what's up with the pens. I, of course, saw the Eclipse. Last week's Pens in Use, that came in handy because I put my Eclipse video or my Eclipse photos on there. That was fun. I didn't turn out quite as I expected. I hoped to be able to do video, but that just wasn't flying. The autofocus on my camcorder just couldn't handle it. My regular camera could, but my tripod is on the cheap side with a 200mm lens. Is just like, no, I'm not staying upright. And yeah, it just wasn't working. So I thought, heck with it. I'll do photographs. We're getting a total eclipse here in 2044. I'll just hang out and wait till then. If I'm still living here. Not somewhere else. More fun. But anyway, those are my pens in use. In my second week of school, like I said. Oh, the other thing. I went on a trip to Fairview, Montana. Actually, Fairview was just a quick side trip. I really went about 2 or 3 miles east of there in North Dakota to the Fairview Lift Bridge, and I have a video about that. I have been thinking about editing together just the bridge part of it for those who don't care about driving videos. I did the whole driving video kind of in a Bullfrog style. He's another channel. But I thought, well, what the heck? Let's, anyway, so I may edit together that video. It's Labor Day weekend. I will have time. Between that, fixing the camera. Garden trying to die, with school starting. I haven't been quite as religious about watering as I need to be. And, oops. So, yeah, the whole thing got a nice drink when I got home from school today. And so my next garden video may not look so impressive. Again, oops, because that was my fault. But anyway, hopefully the temperatures are dropping outside, and that's a nice thing with North Dakota. It gets hot here, but it does cool off at night. And generally, we don't contend with the humidity like they do in other parts of the country. So, yeah, glad to be back to school. Okay, camera's flopping, but I'm not using it anymore, except the microphone is hooked to the software, so I'll just leave the camera running. But anyway, so school is, what was I saying? It's nice to be back on a schedule again. I've got some different classes this year, larger classes. Always good to be back, get paid in about 20 days, give or take, September 20th if you care. And yeah, be nice to be getting checks again. But I actually have got a few checks just from some other work I did. So there are perks to doing this other work, even if they delay your paychecks by a month or more. It is nice when they finally arrive. And it's nice to have a budget, because I'm not saying, oh, please check, come to me, because I need you right now. I'm fine. Thank you, savings, and thank you, self-control. Learned that lesson the hard way my first year teaching. I'll just tell you a quick story and then I'll shoot out of here. So, yeah, living on my own. Did really well, paying my own way through that first year teaching. And then in just like the school where I teach now, you get your last check in June, beginning of June. And then it's basically the whole month of June, July, August, and on into September, except there I got my check in September 15th instead of September 20th. And I got to August, and school hadn't started yet, and I looked at my bank balance, and I'm like, oh, that's awkward, because it was gone. And yeah, I pretty much, luckily I had a some balance paid into the school lunch program, so I was able to eat that. I was able to eat a little bit of what I had stored in the house, and yeah, I life was pretty thin there until September 15th, and boy was that a happy feeling to get that check on September 15th. And I said never again, and I held to that. So yeah, and I'm being good about my pen hiatus. I haven't purchased any new pens. I've looked at a few because I'm curious. The 618 has me very curious, but I'm gonna not. Yeah, just life goes on, I guess. It's gonna be super hot this Labor Day weekend, so and everybody will be traveling because it's their last hurrah. And I just thought, stay home. For the first time in my career, I think I said this, I'm teaching in an air-conditioned classroom. They installed air conditioning in our school this summer. So, you know what? This is the weekend to go in, do some jobs in the classroom that have needed doing and I just haven't done, and enjoy the air conditioning while I do so. Maybe I'll bring a DVD or something and run a movie on the projector. And yeah, you're not supposed to do that, but who's going to know? Except all you YouTube viewers. So maybe I'll do that while I work. And anyway, and I will try and travel somewhere maybe the next weekend. So hope that was interesting, hope it was useful, and glad to have my voice back and be back talking to you. So we'll see you later. Bye-bye.